Named items. We have normal named items, PvP exclusive named items, hunter exclusive named items, dev exclusive named items, and much more. Specialization named items, holiday event named items. I mean, come on, man. The list goes on. What I'm getting at here is I've been asked to come up with this list, this guide on which named items to use and why. So I figured, why not get every single named item in the game together and just break them all down? Here, let's do this thing. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But this was highly requested alongside exotics, and I'll get to that one. It's a lot harder to come by. This character is my third character, and this is my character that I've been hoarding all of my named items for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months now. And I finally obtained every single named item in the game. So I have all the named items. We're going to go over every single category, and I will timestamp each category. So if you have a question about any of the named items in the game, I'm going to break them down in this video and tell you which ones to use, which ones to stay away from, what kind of builds to use it with, you know, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, but we're going to start off with, this video is current as of year 8, season 1. So every season we will be given newer named items. So with that being said, you can rely on, 99% of the named items being covered in this video, because we only get, like 2 to 4 named items every season. So you're pretty set here. We are at 147. I would say we're around 140 total for the named items. We have all of the weapon named items, all of the gear named items. So the way we should probably go through this is gear first, because there's not as much gear, and then go through all the weapons, because there are so many named weapons. Okay? Now this is gonna be a lengthy one, so I hope you enjoy, and there will be timestamps after the premiere. All right? So let's start with named masks. So with the name mask, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 different named masks. So you can see all of them right here. The rolls and everything don't matter. I'm just breaking these down. Some of them I crafted, some of them I had in my stash. So it doesn't matter what kind of rolls I have on them. I'm not even using a build on this character. This is just stuff I threw together just because I had it in my stash. This is just a hoarder, just to carry all of my named items. So with that, mask. We only have 5 masks. So starting with the chill out mask. The chill out mask is the only mask in the game that gives you 2 mod slots. So what this mask does, it was one of the earlier holiday event masks that was added to the game. And this mask is usually only obtainable through holiday events. However, there is a little trick, and I'll probably reference this, I don't know, 50% of the time during today's video. But in the bounties, under Southwest, you might have the Houndsman or the Bloody Houndsman. I mean, you can see on this character I have the Houndsman still, but on my other characters I have the Bloody Houndsman. Nevertheless, these bounties, if you just farm the beginning of it, you can get all of your holiday event items. Now, the Houndsman is missing the Stack Broker. The Bloody Houndsman has the Stack Broker, but neither one of them have the first bloom. And I'll talk about that later. There's so many named items we're going to talk about, but the Houndsman bounty and the Bloody Houndsman bounty, those are the ways to get your holiday event named items and PvP exclusive items, because they drop all of them from those mini warhounds. Now, you can also get all of the holiday event items through the Cherry Blossom event right now, but that expires in a couple days, so I'm not going to reference that really. I'm going to reference these bounties because you get to keep these bounties forever. So if you have them or you know somebody that has these bounties, you can farm the beginning of it over and 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 over until your eyes bleed and get all of the named items. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a grind, but you'll be able to do it. Now, why am I talking about that? Well, the Chill Out Mask is one of the earlier holiday event items, and you would typically only farm the Loot Goblin during whatever holiday event. But because the developers changed that back in year 7, I believe, so we're not really farming the Loot Goblin like we used to. And with that being said, we're just either doing the holiday event cash or we're doing those bounties. Now, again, the Chill Out Mask. It is a named Heal-A-Guard mask. It comes with a core attribute, a normal attribute, and then 2 mods. So you could do 2 bleed resistance mods, 2 protection from elite mods, 2 armor on kill mods, 2, whatever you can come up with. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're going to just do 2 crit chance mods, this will be the exact same mask as a normal Heal-A-Guard mask. So to take advantage of this mask, you would use 2 mods that you typically wouldn't see on a Heal-A-Guard mask. For example, you could go double shock, double armor on kill, double protection from elites, double pulse, things like that where you would never see that on a Heal-A-Guard mask until you use that Chill Out. So there you go. Chill Out mask, as far as like its rating, it's up there, man. It's like like A tier. You know what I mean? It's up there. Next up, though, we have the Night Watcher, and this thing is gross because the special thing that the Night Watcher gives you is Scanner Pulse Haste. Now, yes, in theory, right? Scanner Pulse Haste would be legit. However, in PvP, they significantly decreased it. So let me put this on and show you. I'll just go ahead and show you. So if you go to the pulse, there we go, scanner. So check this out. You see where it has a cooldown now of 8 seconds? I mean, that's pretty baller when, I just put the mask on. But you can see the conflict cooldown of 48 seconds. All right? The next thing is the duration. So the duration is 13 seconds, but everyone starts out with 50% pulse haste. Right? Hold on. Yeah. So if you already have 50% pulse haste, that 13 seconds is going to go away really quick in PvP. And then if they're running full pulse resistance, it's going to go away pretty much instantly. All the way up until 100%, and then you're not even able to pulse them. So as far as this mask, it's not really helpful. Now, you might ask yourself, well, Kami, what about PvE, man? I could run a pulse build and run, Spada, Flatline, the works. I get it. But again, if you go back to the pulse, right? So the cooldown is at 8 seconds and the duration's 13. So if you're using this in PvE, right? So just think about it. In PvE, the pulse lasts 13 seconds. You get it back in 8 seconds. What's the point of pulsing an enemy that's already pulsed? You see what I'm getting at here? So if you took the mask off and go back to your pulse, now you have, see, there lies the problem. Now you have a cooldown of 16 and a duration of 13, where then the enemy isn't pulsed for 3 seconds. You see what I'm getting at? So yes, it could be helpful in PvE, but pulsing enemies over and over is not going to work. So you would have to wait for those enemies to not be pulsed, and then you could pulse them again. You see, if not, you would end up wasting the pulse. Now, I understand that this might seem helpful, but I'm going to give this a low grade. I mean, I'll give it a D. I'll give it a D. Like, you could use it in PvE, but it's really not helpful. Not at all. There's so many better things out there. Next up, we have the Punch Drunk Mask. So the Punch Drunk Mask used to be meta for your pistol one-shot builds because way back in the day, this used to be the only way to increase your pistol damage and headshot at the same time at this rate. However, the developers added, I believe it was last year, they added Eminence Armaments, where the three piece will give you 65% damage bonus total. 65. And you could add headshot on all three of those items, including a mask with a headshot mod. So it kind of helps you out here, but it's not nearly as strong as what it used to be because there are better alternatives out there. However, whenever you're looking at these name masks, it's still top tier. So I would give it a B overall rating because you could even use this with Eminence Armaments if you put your build together right. But I will say that headshot builds are rare to come by just for the community. A lot of people have potato aim. Hey, man, I'm not judging. I have potato aim too from time to time. Wait until my coffee kicks in, but I'm just saying not a lot of people use headshot builds. And even if they do, you would have this typically with like a Providence or Habsburg Guard, things like that to increase your overall headshot. But if you're going for that pistol and headshot, you would, maybe go for the Eminence Armaments instead. But nevertheless, this is a great one to use because with the one piece, you get the 20% pistol, the 20% headshot with crit chance, and you could put a headshot mod on there. So, I mean, it is pretty dirty. I like it. But when it comes to these other masks, I mean, the next one is a S tier in my opinion. So we're going to talk about the next one. We have the Hollow Man mask. So the Hollow Man mask is the named Y'all Gear mask. Now this one, well, it used to be a PvP exclusive, but you can get the blueprint from Retaliation. In fact, you can get all of these blueprints. Not the Chill Out. The Chill Out is a holiday exclusive, but the rest of these you can get the blueprints from the reconstructed cache from your Retaliations or Descent, whichever way you want to get your reconstructed cache. And I'll show that at the very end, okay? But going back to these masks, we have the Hollow Man. So the Hollow Man used to be a PvP exclusive. It was introduced in a season, so it is in a seasonal legacy cache, just like Y'all Gear is, just like System Corruption is, but it is very rare to come by. The Y'all Gear is not farmable through targeted loot. So you can either get it from vendors, from the Dark Zone, from Conflict, or from crafting. And then same with the Hollow Man mask. You can get it from the Dark Zone, Conflict, PvP, or crafting. It is rare that the Countdown will sell it, but you can get PvP exclusive items from the Countdown vendor as well. Now, what makes this mask so special? Well, I'm gonna let you know right now. In my opinion, it's by far the best name mask to use, because the Hollow Man mask, what it does is it gives you hazard protection, weapon damage, and pulse resistance. In PvP, those are all really good things to have. It's nice to have increased hazard, it's nice to have more weapon damage, and it is nice to have that pulse resistance. Like I was saying earlier, the scanner pulse, it's really good for that amplified damage, whether you're using spotter or flatline. But when it comes to PvP, it is really dangerous against people that use pulse resistance builds, because then you can't pulse them, you can't get that amplified damage, and then you're SOL against the enemy while they're using all of this extra health damage and weapon damage against you. So that brings me to my next thing I love about this mask. Back in I think it was year 5, I think it was year 5, year 6, where we had what was called Project Resolve. And that was an entire season dedicated on rebalancing. It was just all rebalancing. And with that rebalancing patch, they gave this mask a double buff. So the Y'all Gear two-piece bonus used to be 5% weapon damage. They doubled it to 10. And the health damage used to be 10%. They increased it to 14. So this is actually the highest health damage you can get from one item, and that's a multiplicative damage bonus. I mean, this thing is just dangerous, especially if you use it with an assault rifle, because assault rifles typically carry health damage outside of the capacitor. So again, Hollow Man mask, S tier, by far the best mask. So if I were to rate the mask, it would be Hollow Man, Chill Out, Punch Drunk, Visionario, and then Night Watcher. Yeah, Night Watcher is going to be the bottom. Now I kind of already spoiled it. The Visionario is next. Now this is the named Legatus mask with optimal range as an attribute. Now this one's okay. It's really not needed in the game. I'm letting you know right now. And Legatus is actually doo-doo garbage. It's one of the worst brand sets in the game on top of it. I mean, come on, man. Swap speed, optimal range, and then weapon damage. Gross! Get out of here, man. This is an automatic deconstruct. I would never use it. I think I did a optimal range build just to show what it could do, and it was all right. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. But there's no need for it. There's really no need for it at all. And not to the extent that Legatus is using it. The one-piece swap speed is just a complete wipe. It's dead on arrival. The two-piece optimal range is just overkill. Because if you already have the 50%, what are you going to do with another 70? So what if your SMG can shoot as far as a sniper? What does it matter? You're hitting as hard as an SMG. It doesn't matter at that point. You know what I mean? You're better off using a long-range weapon because you have more damage overall. It's just, I don't know. So this one is, it's better in my opinion than the Night Watcher because you can still use this mask and this, brand set. It's not bad. And you can use it with multiple builds. You could do like a long-range LMG, a long-range SMG, a long-range whatever. With the Night Watcher, it's very specific to pulsing, and that's why it gets such a low grade. So I would go S for the Hollow Man, A for the Chill Out, B for the Punch Drunk, D for the Night Watcher, and then C for the Visionario. All right, because you can use all of those. They do have builds you can use those for, and they are viable. All right, so those are your masks. Now let's we'll leave the chest piece and the backpacks for last because those are going to be the longer ones. Next, let's go to the holsters. So the holsters, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 holsters. All right. Starting with the ammo dump. So the ammo dump is I would say it's a hidden named item. The ammo dump you can only get from the specializations. Let me go ahead and just give you a disclaimer right now for the specialization named items. Stand by to the standby. Standing by, standing by. All right, so when you go to your specializations, you got the 3 at default. You have Demo, Survivalist, Sharpshooter, and then you have the 3 added. You have Tech, Gunner, and Firewall. Each of these 3 come with what is called a field research. You can see in the bottom right of your screen, it says View Field Research. So when you click on that, you have these different projects for the specialization. And it gives you different rewards all the way to a different skin for your specialization. Now, on top of that, you can see right here the blueprint for the Savage Wolverine. the blueprint for, heyo, the ammo dump. That's what we're talking about right now. And then if you go to the gunner, this one has the Sleipner, Sleipner? And then the, I'm going to butcher it, the Vedmedzia vest. Heyo. Let me know if I butchered that. For the technician, you have the send-off, and you have the motherly love gloves. Okay? So we're going to be referencing those items later. And whenever I say those are specialization, exclusives, now you know. Okay? So going back to the holsters, starting with the ammo dump. This one is a specialization exclusive. And what makes this one so special is that it comes with a extra attribute. This is the only named item in the game that gives you an extra attribute. Now, yes, a lot of named items might give you something special. It might even give you a cool talent, but this is the only one that actually gives you the normal attributes and then an extra one. So the extra one is ammo capacity, but it's only 10%. Not only that, but it's ammo capacity, not magazine size. So it's only the ammo you can hold. So this, in my opinion, is a very cool and unique named item. It is useful, but it's not really good. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I would rather use a different Badger Tough item and then replace that named item with like maybe the Picaros or the Salvo. I mean, there's so many other options rather than the ammo dump. The ammo dump is really strong if you are using an ACS-12 or an rock and roll shotgun as your primary weapon, but outside of that, it's just not that useful. So this one's probably going to hit middle of the board with like a C rating, in my opinion. It is useful, but there's so many better things. Next up, we have quite a controversial item here, the Claws Out. So the Claws Out is specific to melee builds. And if you have been around the community long enough in PvP, you might know the term bonk builds. Now, the reason why they say bonk builds is because when you hit somebody with a shield, it makes a loud noise, a bonk noise, bonk. And with that, they nicknamed it the bonk build because all people do is they run around with this holster on with the Lady Death and a Crusader shield of some sort, and then they just melee people. And that's all it is. So you'll be playing PvP and you'll just hear bonk, 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 bonk. And you're like, yep, someone's using a bonk build. And then, run! Ah! Because it's typically a very, very tanky person just meleeing people to death. It's pretty brutal. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty brutal. With that being said, this is a very, very useful holster. And it is on the worst brand set ever. Why in a million years would you have Wyvern as your melee build brand set? It is so bad. And that is why it's not going to be like an S tier at all. It's not even going to be an A tier. I'm going to give this one a B overall because it is useful, but it's only useful for melee builds, which is not that popular. But it's highly effective, like ridiculously effective. You can see the melee damage increase is 500%, and it is redonkulous. I'm telling you right now, it works. It works. But yeah, moving on. The Forge. So the Forge is the named Richter and Kaiser holster. This one increases your shield health. Now, as far as holsters go, this one is very effective. And this one works very well. Not only that, but the incoming repairs works because you would typically use this holster with like a Foundry Bulwark build. And Foundry Bulwark heals you and heals your shield. And you would typically use this with a shield build utilizing the Artificer Hive. The Artificer? The Artificer Hive. Because that one would also do incoming repairs. So you would really benefit from this holster using a big shield build. However, it's only, it's only effective with shield builds. It gives you shield health. Now, in PvP, the developers way back in like year 4, they made it to where in PvP, if you use a shield, it will have 33% of the health you would typically have. Meaning you have 1/3 the health, it goes away, it's ridiculous. Because you have 1/3 the health, and then as soon as the shield breaks, it disorients you. And in PvP, if they're breaking your shield that quick and you're getting disoriented in front of the enemy and it's PvP, you're going to get melted. The time to kill, the TTK, is so quick that it does not matter what kind of shield you're using. Even if you were to use Vanguard, yeah, that could help you out. But as soon as that Vanguard goes away, they're going to melt through it either way. So shield builds are really useless in PvP. And in PvE, yeah, they do help you out. But I would never focus on using a shield-specific build unless needed to during like a raid or, legendary or whatever, Yeah, outside of that, I'm not a big shield fan. So this one, just like the Claws Out, it does have a purpose, but it's a very niche community, the shield using community. So again, I'm going to go with like a C. Yeah, I'll go with a C. Next up, we have the Picaros. This one's going to get an A. It was going to get an S, but not anymore. It gets an A. The reason why it gets an A, you know what? Nah, screw that. Nah, this gets an S. This is an S tier named item. The reason for it is because you can get all 3 core attributes out of this one item. And yes, the developers nerfed the weapon damage to 10%. But if you prototype upgrade this, it bumps it back up to 15%. And if you use this with the 3-piece combo, you remember that 3-piece combo, right? Hey, shout out to everyone that remembers the 3-piece combo. All right, I'll let you in on the secret. If you use Technician Specialization, that's 1. With the Ninja Bike, that's 2. And the Picaros, which is 3, you get a 3-piece combo. Because all 3 of those together would give you 3 skill tiers. Not only that, right? So Technician, Ninja Bike, Picaros gives you 3 skill tiers. You also get an armor and a weapon damage from Picaros. You also get an armor and weapon damage from the Ninja Bike. So just with the Technician, Ninja Bike, and Picaros, you have 7 core attributes. 7. That's typically what you would see in a normal build. But here you would get it just from that 3-piece combo. And that's why the Picaros is so dangerous. It's a very, very strong holster if you know how to use it. And I'm telling you right now, the secret is Technician, Ninja Bike, Picaros. You could put any build together with that 3 combination, and you automatically are tankier, hitting harder with skill tier 3 skills. It's really not that bad. Not bad at all. Great holster. Great holster. And like I said, if you prototype upgrade it, it increases that weapon damage, and it makes it even more dangerous. Another amazing holster is the Salvo. The Salvo is the newer named holster that gives you rate of fire. So this one is named Unit Alloys, and the brand set bonuses are crazy strong. This is one of the strongest brand sets in the game, and this is one of the strongest holsters in the game. Picaros and Salvo, these are your top two holsters to use. All right, period. If Picaros is an S tier, I would say Salvo is right there, if not below at an A plus. The reason for this is the one piece gives you rate of fire. You also get rate of fire from the attribute. If you prototype upgrade this, it increases the rate of fire even further. Not only that, but the two piece gives you 20% assault rifle damage, not your typical 10. Not only that, but you could use this with Perfect Obliterate, which is also unit alloys. You know what? Screw that. This is another S tier. Picaros and Salvo are both must use. You have to use these two. They are by far the strongest out of the bunch. Next, we have the Spot On, and this one is gross. You get accuracy and then more accuracy. I understand, and like I said earlier, I know people have potato aim. I get it. You know, you're tired. You know, you had a long day. You know, maybe the baby kept you up. Maybe you've been working overtime. I don't freaking know. Maybe you've been staying up all night watching The Office. Whatever. The fact is that sometimes you might have potato aim. I get it. This would help you with that. It would. But why? But why? Yeah, you know what I mean? There's no reason for this much accuracy. It's so dumb, dude. But why, man? There's really no need for it. If your accuracy is that bad, put weapon handling on. You can easily put weapon handling on. Look at this. Look at this. Right here. 12% weapon handling. And look at what that does to my accuracy. You see that? It makes my accuracy jump up. Just use a little bit of weapon handling. That would be so much better than speccing all of your, all of your attributes into accuracy and your set bonuses into accuracy. Not only that, but Urban Lookout is another doo-doo garbage freaking brand set bonuses. Accuracy, skill duration, and marksman rifle. I mean, come on, man. It's so dumb. And the 3-piece bonus just to get 30% isn't even worth it, because you could use other gear sets and brand sets to get way more with less. It's just really not a good brand set. So that one's going to be really down. I'm going to say D. I wouldn't say F. Like, yeah, you could use it. You know, maybe you're, just not feeling it and you just want like an easy day. You could put together like a laser beam build, but overall it's just horrible. I wouldn't do it. All right, if I were to classify all these, I would say Picaros and Salvo S tier. Claws Out and Forge, I would say more like B to C tier, and then the Spot On's going to get like a D to F. All right. Moving on to your knee pads. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 knee pads. And starting at the top with the Cloak. The Cloak knee pads. These might be one of the worst knee pads ever developed. I think these are F. Yeah, you heard me. F. I would never use these knee pads. Reduced what? Reduced what? I can't hear you. Reduced threat? What even is that? The developers had to publicly make a statement about this crap. So here's what reduced and increased threat is. When you're shooting an enemy, when you actually shoot them, it alerts nearby enemies. Based on your threat, that could increase the amount of enemies that noticed you shot that enemy. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is. And mind you, if you're shooting an enemy, you want them to know you're shooting them, right? Because you're shooting them. So they're going to be alerted, right? If you're shooting them. So this just doesn't, it doesn't matter, man. It really doesn't matter. Like if there's a group of enemies and you're shooting one, all of them are going to get alerted. That's just guaranteed. So doing this is just a waste. I would stay away from these right away. So cloak, F. Emperor's Guard, A tier. I would say A tier. I would not say S tier at all because you have to get them like this. So I specifically found another pair to show you what you would have to do. You would have to find Emperor's Guard with double armor regen to make it worth it. Now, yes, you could do regen crit chance, regen headshot, regen crit damage, things like that, of course. But if you're trying to maximize the amount of armor regeneration on your build, the only reason you would use these knee pads is to get the double regen roll. That way, what you would do is you would change the skill tier to an armor core, and then you would have armor, armor regeneration, and armor regeneration. See? And that's why with a lot of my armor regeneration god builds, I use these knee pads. Because if you can get them with the double regen roll and then change the skill tier to an armor, these things are amazing. But I have also made a video saying that these are the rarest things to get in the game because you have to get them to drop like this. It's the only combination to get max armor regeneration. Yes, like I said, you could get it with crit chance, crit damage, headshot. I mean, hell, you could even get it with hazard. But you're not going to get as much armor regeneration from the back end. So you have to get it like this to get maximum effectiveness. And I love it. That's why I'm giving it an A tier, but it's Murakami. And Murakami is shit. So it's not going to be an S tier. Not at all. Fox's Prayer. Fox's Prayer are best in slot. I guess as a ranking system, I would make these number one, but I would not put them as an S tier because they do come with Overlord armaments as the brand set. With that being said, though, they are really strong without it. So, I mean, I guess that kind of, makes them S tier because you don't even have to use a freaking rifle, dude. With the damage to targets out of cover, it doesn't even matter. You pointy shooty, it's going to go away. All right. It's all about the spread. And these knee pads are really strong. Every weapon in the game can get damage to targets out of cover on it. I highly, highly recommend every weapon you get in the game, you put damage to targets out of cover on it. And if it already has damage to targets out of cover, yeah, I'm looking at you, LMGs. If they already have damage to targets out of cover on it, put damage to armor as that bottom attribute. All right? Because these knee pads and the contractor's gloves are both best in slot. Because these are multiplicative damage bonuses, and the damage to targets out of cover is just so strong. Because think of it this way. Unless you have an enemy suppressed in cover, they typically get out of cover when they shoot you. They're out of cover when they move. They're out of cover when they're flanking you. The only time they are typically staying in cover is when they're suppressed or a sniper. I mean, yeah, you do have your controllers every now and then, wheeling out those RC cars so they jump in cover. But besides that, they're all going to be out of cover when they're trying to fight you. So having these is your best bet because they're going to be out of cover. And then that's where you get this damage bonus. Not only that, but in PvP, if you're in cover, you a bitch. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. If you're doing PvP and you're playing the Division 2, you're not staying in cover. And if you're staying in cover in the dark zone, you're probably using a build that allows you to stay in cover and might not be the most well received in the public eye. With that being said, damage to targets out of cover is your best bet because 9 times out of 10, the enemy you're going up against is going to be out of cover. So this would be S tier. Emperor's Guard, A tier. Cloak, F. Going to the Grease. So Grease is the shiny monkey pair of knee pads. So the shiny monkey comes with status effects. This might be one of the dumbest ideas ever. I'm just being honest with you, dude. Whose idea was it to put status effects on a repair skills brand set? There's no need for status effects. Status effects doesn't help you as a healer. So what's the point of it? There is no point. Yeah, the one piece bonus gives you skill duration. So yeah, that is cool. You could use that with the status effects and have a pretty killer status build. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not at all. Not one bit. It's not doo-doo garbage like the cloak. But it's pretty much doo-doo garbage. I would give this like a D. Yeah, you could use it with the one piece and then put on a status build. You could, but why would you do that when you have so many other brand sets and gear sets that give you status effects and skill damage as set bonuses? This would just be a waste, in my opinion. It's cool, but not needed. D. Next, we have the snow machine. Now, this is the one that should have had the increase to status effects. You fuck. You fucks. Oh, man, the snow machine. These really should have had the increase to status effects. That's funny. Because you get the status effects from the brand set bonus. You get the status effects talent. And then you would just need the increase to status effects. I mean, it's right there for you. These are really good knee pads. I'm just going to let you know right now that the talent is useless. The talent is purely visual. All it does is it shows like snow falling around the enemy that has a status effect. That's all it is. It's visual only. The snow machine, these are holiday event exclusives. So you would get it from the Houndsman, the Bloody Houndsman bounties, or you could get it from a holiday event cache if a holiday event's going on. But nevertheless, these are really good knee pads. It's just that the talent is useless, so it's a gimmick. I would give it like a B because you could use them, but again, it's the same as just using normal electric knee pads. The only difference is it shows you a little bit of snow. You know what? Screw that. These are C. It's not even that good, man. It's just a visual thing. I mean, fuck. And finally, we have the Turmoil. Boop, 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 boop. These are going to be, yeah, S-Class. S-Class. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Yeah, I said it. S-Class. The reason why these are S-Class is because of the talent Bewildered. Bewildered. Well, not only that, it drops double crits. You can now expertise upgrade it, and you can now recalibrate it. So you can put an armor core on there, and you can expertise upgrade it, and it's guaranteed to drop with double crit. And it's on Cheska that gives you crit. So I mean, what else do you want? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. And the talent, in my opinion, is one of the best talents in the game for your knee pads. And the reason for that is it splits up the damage and it allows you to clear out rooms of enemies faster. Much, much faster. These are amazing for everything PvE related. They do not work in PvP, just so you know. All right. When it comes to the knee pads overall, we have the Turmoil and Fox's Prayer, both at the S-Class. Emperor's Guard at the A-Class, with Snow Machine being C-Class, Grease being D-Class, and Cloak being F. Moving on to the gloves before we start hitting the chest piece and backpacks. For the gloves, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gloves. Pretty simple. Overall, it goes Contractors, Eagles, Firm, Death, Mother. I mean, that's the order right there. So starting out at the top, we have the Contractor's gloves. These are S-Class. because it's Petrov. It works with all LMGs and it gives you LMG damage from that Petrov brand set bonus. So you can use this with the Iron Lung, the Bullet King, the Pestilence, the works. And it helps you out even further because it gives you damage to armor as an attribute. Damage to armor is a multiplicative damage bonus, and it's one of the best damage bonuses that you need for your overall damage against enemies. Whether that be PvE or PvP related, it doesn't matter. Damage to armor is very, very helpful, and it's the best outside of damage to targets at a cover. If you use these with damage to targets at a cover, it's even stronger. So that's why whenever we talk about the Fox's Prayer Kneepads, we typically talk about the Contractor's Gloves because both of them are a great combination to use together. By far the best named item gloves to use in the game. Next up, we have the Death Grips. So the Death Grips give you armor on kill. These are going to be automatically like D class. I'll say D class. The reason why I'm going to say D class is because it's on 511. The one piece 511 bonus is health. That's one of the worst things to have an increase to in the game. It does not matter. It's not going to help you. Not even close to what armor could help you in this game. Now, the armor on kill bonus is nice. However, if you were to use the Palisade Steelworks brand set, the one piece bonus gives you 10% armor on kill. So if you were to replace this with Palisade Steelworks, it doesn't even have to be a named item. You already get that bonus as a brand set bonus. And that would replace your stupid health bonus that you get from this brand set. So using this is useless. There's no reason to use Death Grips. You're better off using Palisade with double crit because you would also get the armor on kill and double crit. You can't even get double crit with this one. You get health, and it's really not going to help you out. This is going to go down as a D class. Next, we have the Eagle's Grasp. The Eagle's Grasp, in my opinion, is like I'd say like a B. It's not nearly an S or an A class, in my opinion. I would say B. The reason is that you know what? A class, now that I think about it. Because the brand set bonuses, you get magazine size for the one piece, so you don't even have to use more than one. You use the one piece, you get magazine size, and you get weapon handling with crit. It's not bad. Not only that, but if you're using a rifle, you could use the two piece, get 20% rifle damage, and use the Fox's Prayer and get another 10% rifle damage. So you could use both of those together. It's not bad. I typically do not use it as just a rifle build. I use it for all sorts of builds. So that's why I would put it as like an A class, because it's not just specific to rifle builds. You could really utilize this with all sorts of builds. Next, we have Firm Handshake. Now, Firm Handshake is very specific to status builds. So the Firm Handshake is the name Sokolov Concern pair of gloves that give you status effects as an attribute. Not your typical status effects of 10%, but this one's 16%. So the status effects is okay. But to be honest with you, there's really not too many builds that I would want to use with these gloves. If I were to use like a bleed build, for example, yeah, it could help. It could. But you might be better. I don't know, man. I don't know. These are okay. I'd put them as like a C. They're very specific. Like you would need to be using an SMG with status effects. So some sort of like maybe like a bleed build, or I keep going to bleed build because that's the only viable way, in my opinion, to use it. Obviously, there's other ways, but you can see this one has no expertise on it or anything. I'm not even going to use these gloves. It's just too niche for my liking. And then we're gonna talk about the motherly love. Gross, bro. These are nasty. I don't like these at all. So, to give you a little bit of division history, in year one, these were the climbing gloves. These were the Alp Summit climbing gloves, and they would give you specific attributes. After year one, they did what was called a Gear 2.0 revamp, and they completely changed all the gear in the game. When they did that, they changed these to the Motherly Love gloves, and these are skill health. It's just not viable. Skill health. Like if you put down a hive, it makes your hive tankier. It's not. It's a piece of shit. It's bad, man. It's bad. I don't like these at all. Not at all. Not now. Not never. I'm gonna say F. F. All right. So we have contractors at S. We have Eagle's grasp at A. Firm handshakes at C. Death grips at D. And motherly loves at F. All right. Now we're going to get into the big hitters. And starting with the chess pieces. So there are a lot. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Dang. 21 named chess pieces, and only 3 of them are worth a shit. I mean, what? All right. Let's get through them. First, we have the bobber. So the bobber is the named chess piece with perfect entrench. So perfect entrench, if you are below 30% armor, you're only the headshots, and only from cover, it will repair 30% of your armor. Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah, you could use it, but A, it's only for headshots, and B, it's only in cover, and both of those things, a majority of the community would not enjoy doing. So, and you have to be below 30% armor. It's just not worth it. All right. Moving on. The Caesar's Guard. This one's not too bad. So, the Caesar's Guard, this one did work fairly well with the Oxidizer chem launcher or just chem launchers in general. But it's really not bad. So, skill kills will give you a chance of resetting your cooldown. If you were to use, say, an oxidizer build, whenever you get an oxidizer kill, that's a skill kill, and then it has a chance to refill, so it would give you back a, +1 ammo to your chem launcher. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I enjoyed it whenever we were using the oxidizers like crazy back in the day. But they did change it to where the oxidizer doesn't really work with weapon talents, and the oxidizer is not as strong. So using this with it is not a priority anymore, where you could use a better chess piece and get the oxidizer damage up even further. So this one did fall off the map pretty heavy. Where the bobber, perfect entrench, I would give this one like an F. The Caesar's Guard, I would give it a D. You could use it, but there are way, way better things out there. Way better. Moving on to the Carpenter. So the Carpenter is the named Lingmo chess piece. And going back to these, right? Perfect entrench. Below 30 armor, headshots only. It is on a magazine size rifle damage weapon handling brand set, but it's, again, you would have to use a rifle. You would have to use it with headshot, and you'd be in cover the whole time. It's very niche, and you would have to be below the 30% 100% armor. It's just not worth the squeeze. So that's why that one gets an F. The Caesar's Guard, this one with the brand set, giving you skill, health, damage, and efficiency. It's all aimed at skills, just like the talent, so it's not bad. I'm just going to give this one a lower grade. I mean, you could, let's give it a C because you could use this. And the brand set does work with the talent. You could easily use this with multiple builds. The Carpenter, however, let's talk about this one. So the brand set giving you explosive resistance, skill, health, and LMG damage. None of those help out your grenade at all. Maybe if you were to get explosive damage instead of explosive resistance, that would have helped out your grenade. But nothing from the brand set helps it out. And furthermore, Perfectly Mad Bomber, this is all about your grenades. So yeah, you have a better grenade radius. That's cool. Yes, you can cook grenades. It's just what? So you're just going to spam grenades the whole time? It's just not. I don't know, man. Not my cup of tea. This one does have its place in the game for those that would like to spam grenades. But remember, there is an exotic chess piece, the Collector, where that one would help you even further with grenades and things like that. This one's just not good. Not good at all. I would give it an F. Moving on to the Chain Killer. This one's going to be S tier. S tier. This one's going to be one of the best chess pieces in the game because it's broken and the developers know it, but they do nothing about it. Why is it broken? Because of the talent Perfect Headhunter. Perfect Headhunter with Determined. Not perfect determined, but determined. It is the meta of all metas when it comes to one-shot builds, whether it be a rifle, a pistol, or a marksman rifle. If you have one of those three with determined and really high base damage, you could use that with Perfect Headhunter, and it will guarantee you a headshot kill every single time you use it, making it a guarantee one-shot. It's amazing. I love it. But I will admit that it's been broken since day one using it with Determined. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. And the developers have known this for years, but they've kept it in the game, and it does make sniper builds a lot of fun, especially those hot shot sniper builds. They're so much fun. But yeah, this one's a S tier. And it's Walker Harris, so you have weapon damage, damage to armor, and damage to health. I mean, all of those are amazing. Just make sure your attributes are going to be crit chance and headshot, and you're good to go. My original chess piece is on my main character because I'm currently actually using it on that character. Yeah, really good chess piece, super strong. Highly recommend the Chain Killer. All right, moving on. The Cherished. So the Cherished is the named Habsburg Guard chest with perfect trauma. So this one is very strong. I would give this one, I would give this one like a solid B. This is a really good chess piece for those trauma players. A lot of people do like to use trauma and status effects in both PvE and PvP. Using this one does help you out, and if you use it just for the one piece, it gives you headshot damage. And that headshot damage directly applies to that perfect trauma because shooting the enemy in the head will blind them. And that's perfect. It's exactly what you want. So what I would do is I would go headshot and status. So for this one, I would just change this bottom attribute or this middle attribute to status effects and then go status headshot. So this is a perfect chess piece. And you're good to go. You could use that with anything. LMG, AR, SMG, the works. Not only that, but you could use it with a marksman rifle, but I wouldn't do that. And going for the 3-piece and status effects, you could do better. You could do better. You could do better. The Cherish though, this is a solid. No, I might even put this one at A. Like this is a really solid chess piece. It is. It's nice. And then in the right hands, it is deadly. That 20-second cooldown is nothing, dude. You could get people on blind, have them freak out, put a whole magazine into them. No diddy, no diddy. And by the time you reload, you could shoot them in the head again and make them blind again. I mean, it's a really good chess piece. Moving on to the closer. The closer is a... Dude, this is another really strong chess piece. If the cherished is an A, then the closer's an S tier. It's just that simple. Because the closer is a Uzina chess piece with perfect spotter. So perfect spotter will not only amplify your weapon damage, but it will also amplify your skill damage. And with it being Uzina, you get total armor. If you use the 2-piece, you get armor on kill, and the 3-piece gives you hazard. But just using this with the 1-piece, you get tankier and you get amplified damage. I mean, it's really, really good. This used to be the meta way back in the day with the Kingbreaker, but then they nerfed that sucker into the ground. And here we are. You can still use this chess piece with the Lexington. Just put flatline on the Lexington. You're good to go. But this is a great chess piece. S tier all day. Next up, we have the Combustor. The Combustor is... Eesh, man. How do I put this? It's another, like, F tier. It's due to garbage. So, Palisade Steelworks, yeah, you get armor and kill, but the 2 pieces health and the 3 pieces skill tier, it's not worth it. Not only that, but it doesn't work with the talent. So, perfectly explosive delivery. It's all about skills, explosive damage, and it's scaling with your skill tiers. Yes, using the 3-piece would give you the skill tier, but I would only recommend doing that with like a ninja bike. And then if you do that, you would need to maybe use it with the Picaros and then that technician. You remember the 3-piece combo? Callback. But no, for real though, it's not worth it because that would mean you would have to use another Palisade piece. So 2 Palisade, a Picaros, and Ninja Bike. It's just not leaving you with much. It's not a great chess piece. I think it's really, really bad. And if you love this chess piece, let me know. Let me know how you use it. It's just not in my recommendations, and it will never be in my recommendations. Not now, not never. Sadly, it's just I just don't. I can't wrap my head around using it. I know you could maybe use it with like a... Nope. Now, moving on to the Door Kicker's Knock. This one, it's not that bad. This one's not that bad. It's a solid one. This one would be a... I would say like a C, B tier maybe? All right. Here's why. It's Grupo's crit. So you know you're going to get reds with crit. It comes with the talent Perfect Spark, where damaging enemies with your skills will give you weapon damage. So if you ran this with a damage build and just had a skill that just continuously did damage out of nowhere, like say an assault drone or a striker drone, assault turret, something like that, you could continuously get this weapon damage increase on a crit build. It does work. It is very strong. Is there better stuff out there? Of course. But this is very strong. I mean, it's a solid B. I'd call it a B. Next, though, we have the new King of the Hill, basically. Damn it, Bobby. Propane and propane accessories. The new King of the Hill is the Equalizer. So the Equalizer has one of the best brand sets in the game, and it comes with a great talent. I mean, what's there not to like? This is easily one of the best named chess pieces to use right now. Highly recommend, and put it together with a crit build. The reason for that is perfect obliterate. With your crit hits, it increases your weapon damage. Now, with this brand set, you get rate of fire, assault rifle damage, and magazine size. So you could use this with the one piece, use perfect obliterate with anything. Or you could use this with an assault rifle, and then you're good to go. So highly recommend you use this either the one piece with anything, or use it with the two piece with the assault rifle. I do use this with a striker build, two piece, first bloom and pestilence, and it just wrecks everything. It's so good, so good. I love it so much. The Equalizer, highly recommend, S tier. Following that, we have, the Everyday Carrier. This one is perfect for the Dark Zone. Perfect. This one is perfect for armor regeneration builds. It is amazing. I use this in all of my Dark Zone armor regeneration builds because, again, it is amazing in the Dark Zone. Why? Because you have limited armor kits in the Dark Zone. Yes, there are ammo boxes at every extraction point in the Dark Zone, but there are not armor kits just everywhere. So this one really helps you out in the Dark Zone for your survivability. Because if not, you would have to continuously go to the safe house or the checkpoint, what have you. But using this shit right here, it lets you stay in the Dark Zone for as long as you want. And those 4 med kits will turn into 12 med kits. It's really that amazing. I would make this an A tier just because it's only good for those reasons. You could easily use this in PvE as well. I don't know. Because the Bellstone Armory gives you armor regeneration. This one helps you with your armor kits. Those work hand in hand. The two-piece gives you armor on kill. That helps you as well. This might be an S tier. It might be. It's really, really good. It's a really good one. Next up, we have the Ferocious Calm. Now, the Ferocious Calm is the named Fenris with perfect Overwatch. Fenris gives you AR damage, reload, speed, and stability. It's okay for the one piece, but it falls off with the 2 and 3 piece. Perfect Overwatch isn't bad if you want to stay in cover. That's the only thing. If you want to stay in cover, it's fine. It's really strong. Use the one piece. It's really not that bad. It gives you 14% weapon damage, but there's better things out there, and there's better things out there that allow you to get more weapon damage while staying out of cover. I mean, just look at the Equalizer. This one gives you 24%, and you can do whatever you want. Where Ferocious Calm only gives you 14, and you have to stay in cover. It's not good. Doo-doo garbage. Is it the worst in the game? I'll give it a D, but it's not an F. I'll give it a D. There are some builds where this one could shine. It's not bad. It does help out your teammates if you are playing in PvE or PvP, but you'd have to stay in cover. I mean, I don't know. It's a D. Next up, we have the Henry or the Henri. The Henry is the named electric chess piece. This one, perfect companion. Perfect companion is going to be a solid B. The reason for it is you have to farm it like this. The one I am showing you right now on screen is the one you have to farm for. It has to be double crit. That way you can change that attribute to armor away from the skill tier. It's the only way to do it. So double crit, armor for the core attribute. This is the god roll, basically. Because then you can use this with any backpack with normal companion, use double companion. The double companion meta is still in the game. It's just such a rare chess piece to get. It took me days and days of countdown farming electric to get it. It truly did. But once I got it, I was happy. Never touched it I mean, yeah, I don't really use it that much either. The reason for that is it is strong, but you have to continuously be next to a skill. Being next to your allies, that can only work for so long because then enemies will split up, your teammates will split up, whatever. So the only reliable way to use this one would be next to your skill. And yes, you could, sit next to a seeker or a turret or have a drone follow you. But you do have to rely on that to get the buff. As long as you can do that, you're good to go. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. For that, I give it a B because it is very strong. The double companion meta is very strong, but it is very hard to grind. But it is worth it. So there you go. Next, we have a Hunter exclusive. This is the Hunter Killer chest piece. This is from Warlords of New York. It is a named Golden Gear chest with perfect intimidate. You could run it multiple ways. You could run it status region. You could run it crit. You could run it whichever way. It doesn't matter. It's a great chess piece. Not only that, but with Project Resolve, they reworked Intimidate to where it works fairly well. It's nice. So you could put this together with a perfect Adrenaline Rush or Adrenaline Rush, Liquid Engineer or Normal Bloodsucker or the Memento. It is nice. The only thing is, it is a Hunter exclusive, so you either have to get it through Warlords of New York and the Hunters, or you have to get it from a Stretch Goals event or a holiday event. Those are the only times you can get this chest piece. So with that, it's a solid, it's a solid B. It is. It works great, but it is rare. But once you have it, you're good to go. Next up, we have the Ipidus. This is the named Wyvern chest with perfect kinetic momentum. This one is easily an A. Perfect kinetic momentum. It could be S tier. I might give it an A plus. Because you get the skill damage, you get the skill tier, you get the double skills, you get the perfect kinetic. It is really good. It is. No, I'll give it an S tier. It's perfect. You could put this with any skill build, and it's going to help it out. And it's just perfect synergy. It's a good one. It is. You can get this one anywhere. Not bad. The Point Man is the named Heliogard chest with perfect Vanguard. This is another great chest piece, but it is specific to shields. The brand set's not bad. Heliogard, you get the armor. You can make this a super tanky with a shield. It does make your shield invulnerable, but it also gives your teammates bonus armor. This thing is incredible for incursions, raids, legendaries, anything like that, high level, even escalations. This one works perfect with the perfect Galvanize backpack. Both of these items would give your teammates bonus armor. And with their powers combined, you could give your teammates 100% bonus armor. It's very strong. Super, super wicked strong. This is easily an A on the old A tier. Next, we have the pristine example, Araldi with perfect focus. Now, this one only works if you're scoped in, and only if you're scoped in for an amount of time. I do not like this one at all. I do not like this one, Sam I Am. I do not like this one here. I do not like this one there. I do not like this one anywhere. However, if you do like to use a scoped in rifle, then you're good. It's not bad. It's a solid B. It is a B tier chess piece. It is really strong, but you have to be scoped in. I will never use it for that. Next, we have the Robin. This is the named Royal Works with Perfect Gunslinger. Now, Perfect Gunslinger, along with the brand set bonuses, weapon handling, magazine size, and crit hit damage, all of those aren't bad. The weapon handling one piece directly goes hand in hand with perfect gunslinger, so that's perfect synergy right there because of the swap speed. You could easily make this one double crit. The two piece giving you magazine size, that's good for your overall DPS, and the three piece giving you crit hit damage of 15%. That's 2% higher than your Grupo or Sokolov Concern. I mean, this one's not bad at all. Not bad at all. This is easily B, maybe even A. Maybe even A. You know what? Fuck it. It's an A tier. Because you could put this one with perfect versatile backpack and get the amplified damage on top of getting the increased damage with this one. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Even with, so catch this. Use this one with the perfect versatile, right? And then use this one with the new agitator exotic weapon. And then the secondary weapon, use back and forth. Yeah, you're welcome. You know, screw it. Use perfect back and forth. That way you get perfect back and forth with versatile, perfect versatile, and perfect gunslinger going all to your agitator. Bruh. Bruh. That would decimate all. If you want to see that build, let me know in the comments. All right, moving on. What'd I give the Robin? A? A tier. All right. Next up, we have the Slight. This is Urban Lookout, perfect protected reload. Accuracy, skill duration, marksman rifle, doo-doo garbage. Doo-doo garbage. All right. Perfect protected reload. Also horrible. Compared to the normal protected reload where you can put it on any brand set, this thing is horrible. F. Moving on. We have the Sacrifice. This one, S tier. It's S tier. Let the haters hate. Watch the money pile up. This one's S tier. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. This one's S tier. All right. Perfect glass cannon is easily one of the best chest pieces in the game. Easily. Not only that, but you get headshot, crit chance, and crit hit damage. Say, what? This thing's easily one of the best. Come at me, bro. Cash me on conflict. I'll run this all day, and I will wax any build out there. Just come at me, bro. I mean, yeah, you could throw a skill at me and, you know, melt me instantly. But, come on. You really just going to throw skills? You going to be that guy? Come on. Come on. This thing is amazing. You can use it in PvE, PvP. It doesn't matter. It will amplify all the damage you deal. Yes, you will take more damage, but hey, don't get shot. Don't get shot, all right? It's really that easy. And then just enjoy all that damage. You can use this as a skill build, as a DPS build. I mean, if you're nasty, you put on a tank build, but I wouldn't do that. S tier all day. Moving on. Vedmedsia. This is the named Petrov. This is actually a specialization exclusive, and it comes with perfect braced. It's not bad, but perfect brace requires you to be in cover. You could use this with the Alejandro. That also requires you to stay in cover. That actually could work. Yeah, that could work. All right. I might put that build together. I'll put a Vedmedsia Alejandro build. Do that with like contractors because the two piece would give you weapon handling. This one gives you weapon handling. The contractors gives you damage to armor. This one gives you LMG damage. You're good to go. Good to go. With that being said, this one's easily a B tier. It's not going to be an A or S tier. There's way better talents out there. Much better. All right. Yeah, not bad. Moving on to the 0Fs. Fun fact. This is the very first named item I ever got in the game. Year 1. This is the very first named item I ever got. I made a video on it actually years and years ago. Perfectly unbreakable. This is easily S tier. Easily. I know that the one piece gives you shotgun damage, but so what? The two piece would give you total armor if you want to be tanky, and if you want survivability, the three piece gives you armor on kill. It's really good, even just as a one piece. You don't even have to use it with a shotgun. It's so strong. It is really good. Uh, man, yeah, S tier. Yeah. If Perfect Glass Cannon gets an S tier, Perfectly Unbreakable gets an S tier. It's just that simple. Because those two go hand in hand. This one's great for damage. This one's great for survivability. Truly that simple. All right, those are your chess pieces. Holy guacamole, Batman. Let's finish up the gear items with the backpacks. All right. Starting with the Anarchist Cookbook. This is the named Golden Gear bag with Perfectly Wicked. So, Perfectly Wicked goes off as status effects. The brand set bonuses go off as status effects. And you could run it with status effects. Not only that, but the two piece gives you armor regeneration, which you could pair this up with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece, which applies a bleed. The bleed is a status. This one gives you more weapon damage on a status. The Ridgeway's Pride also heals you with armor regeneration based on how many people are bled. Well, the two piece would also give you armor regeneration. So if you use this with the Ridgeway's Pride, you can make them bleed, get the Perfectly Wicked active the whole time, and you could run this with two piece Golden Gear and get the armor regeneration on top. It's really strong. Really, really strong. This is S tier. Very strong. We're starting the backpacks out with a bang. The next one, though, however, not so much. This is the Axel Shiny Monkey. So the Shiny Monkey, it's a perfect energize. Using an armor kit will give you a skill tier or overcharge. It is strong, but you would have to have a lot of armor kits, and you'd be running this pretty much as a healer. Um, uh, you'd be running this as a healer. So it's very niche. You would be taking away a backpack talent as a healer running it like this, and this would force you to run a three-piece Shiny Monkey. It's not that good. I would say C tier because you could be a crazy strong healer using this. You could. But it is very niche. Very, very niche. I would say C tier. Yeah, yeah. Next up, though, we have the Backbone. This is a great backpack. Perfectly unstoppable force. It's amazing with LMGs, and if you use this one with a three-piece Lingmo, you get LMG damage. It's really strong. You could use this with double crit. You're good to go. Perfectly unstoppable force. This one gives you 7% weapon damage per stack, stacking up to 5 times. Next. Hold on. The Backbone, Lingmo. Perfectly unstoppable force. This is easily A tier. I wouldn't say S because the first two brand set bonuses suck. But the three piece makes it worth it. The three piece does. It makes it worth it. But yeah, the first two set bonuses are really, really bad. So it's gonna get an A tier. But if you get that three piece bonus, this thing's amazing. Following that, we have the battery pack. The battery pack is the named Empress backpack with perfectly calculated kills from cover, reduce your skill cooldown. Now, this is guaranteed no matter what, but it does require you to use a skill build from cover. As long as you do that, you're good to go. The brand set bonuses work hand in hand with this, making it a solid B. The reason why I'm giving it a B is you have to stay in cover to make this work. You have to the whole time. As soon as you're out of cover, this thing doesn't work, and that's just bad. Bad news, Bears. You hear that, Ed? Bears. Now the whole station's in jeopardy. Moving on to the Bulldog. This is the new Royal Works back with perfect composure. This one's going to be another solid B. I know a lot of people might say this is an A, but again, you're staying in cover, man. It's so boring. Why would you just stay in cover the whole time playing this game? I just don't. I don't like it. I like to run and gun, man. I'm a peacock captain. You gotta let me fly on this one. But for real though, it's not bad, but you have to stay in cover. Solid B. The brand set bonuses work with it. The talent's strong. It is strong, but from cover sucks. Following that, we have the Captain. This is the named Eminence Armaments backpack with perfect leadership. This one, performing a cover to cover, it's bad. It's really bad. I'm going to easily say this is F. F. Making someone do a cover to cover in Division is just F. F. Spam F for the captain. Oh, man. F. All right. Moving on to the Devil's Due. The Devil's Due, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to give it a C. It works. A lot of people tell me it works. A lot of people tell me it works. But I will not ignore the fact that this is a complete rework of what Clutch used to be in year one, and it was an S tier talent. And then they reworked it to this BS, and I don't like it. I'm gonna say a C. It says here that if you are below 20% armor, crit hits will repair your armor, which is amazing for a crit build. And guess what? It's on a Cheska, which gives you crit. It's amazing. It is. But it requires you to be at low armor with high crit. It's not bad. It does work. But it's ballsy, man. It's really ballsy. A lot of people aren't going to be, using something that requires them to, get to low armor. They would rather just be at max armor at all times. It's not bad. It is solid, but it's just very niche. The Festive Delivery. This one's going to get... this one's going to get a C. It's good. It works. It's good. It works. It changes your grenades. It's fun. It's getting a... it might get a B. You know what? Haters gonna hate, man. I'm gonna give it a B. I'll give it a B, man. You know why? Because it comes with the cute teddy bear. It comes with the whole get up. It also changes your grenade to festive grenades, and hitting a grenade will mess up two other people. It is really fun. It's a solid talent. It is. But you have to use it with concussion grenades. However, the two-piece Gruppo gives you explosives damage. If you increase your explosives damage, that increases your concussion damage. So if you do that with, like, say, the Demolitionist, China Light, two-piece Gruppo, you get more concussion damage, and then that will not only hit one enemy, but two other enemies, bro. It is super strong. Highly recommend. But again, you're throwing grenades. It's a holiday event named item. So you can get this one from the Houndsman, Bloody Houndsman, or from a holiday event. Moving on, my dear friends, to the Force Multiplier. The Force Multiplier easily gets, dude, this one gets an S. S tier. S. The reason for that, Hana-Yu, you get skill haste, skill damage, weapon damage, all amazing. Not only that, but it works perfectly with your talent, perfect combined arms. Shooting an enemy increases your skill damage. It works amazingly. It works so good. I've been using it since day one, and I love it. What you would do is run it with skill haste, skill damage. Good to go. Period. Next, we have the Hermano. This one named Brazos Backpack, perfect to overclock. Allies within 15... No, F tier. F! F! Get this out of my face. Get it out of my face. I don't even... So allies within 15 meters of a deployed skill will get reload speed and reduce their cooldown. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. There's so many other things out there. So many. It's not even funny. That backpack is really bad. Super bad. Super bad. Next up, the Lavoisier. The Lavoisier. This is the named electric backpack, perfect galvanize. This one goes with the perfect Vanguard, the Point Man. I believe I gave that one an A. I think I gave that one an A. I would give this one an A as well because you match them up together. Not only that, but Perfect Galvanize goes off of status effects, and the first brand set gives you status effects. So if you use this with the Point Man, you're getting status effects and more armor. That's exactly what you need. It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, period. I have a legendary build, a support build. It's like the perfect legendary support build out there. And it's running Perfect Vanguard with Perfect Galvanize. I have numerous build videos on it. It's really fun to use. Run it with armor for the core, status, and then crit. Moving on to the Liquid Engineer, another S tier backpack. S. This one, Bellstone Armory, but more importantly, Perfect Bloodsucker. This one gives you up to 120% bonus armor. 120%. It's crazy strong, crazy strong. Highly recommend. You could use this one with Intimidate all day. Perfect Intimidate all day. It's really, really strong. Same with the Matador. Super strong S tier. Perfect Adrenaline Rush. You can use this one all day with Intimidate. Perfect Intimidate. That works. And it's Walker Harris giving you weapon damage, damage to armor, damage to health. This one's great. Whenever you're within 10 meters, you get bonus armor. It goes up to 69%. What's not to love? 69% Walker Harris bonus armor. S tier. Following that, Percussive Maintenance. This is the named Alp Summit backpack with perfect tech support. This one is an F. F tier. The reason for that is Alp Summit is for healers, and this one gives you skill damage. They do not work well together. They never have. F tier. Following that, we have the Proxy. The Proxy is the named backpack Palisade armor on kill health skill tier. This one perfect tamper proof. Enemies within your hive, turret, remote pulse, or decoy get shocked. It's okay, but if the enemies are never near your skills, they're never going to get shocked. This is very situational, and it has nothing really to do with Palisade unless you used it with the 3-piece, and it's not worth it. This is easily F tier. Moving on to the Strategic Alignment. This is going to be an S tier. Perfect Shock and Awe goes off of status effects. It gives you skill damage and repair. It's skill damage, and it says applying status effect. If you use an explosives damage skill, using it like the mortar turret or the explosive seeker mine, both of those apply a bleed. And if you use that with high skill damage, you're using high skill damage with a bleed. And that bleed is a status. So that status works hand in hand with Perfect Shock and Awe. So this is an S tier because using it just for the 1-piece, it gives you more explosives damage. Use it with a explosive seeker mine or the artillery turret, and both of those apply a bleed. So just by using your skills will give you more skill damage. It's perfect. It's perfect. Following that, we have the Courier. The Courier is the named Habsburg Guard backpack. This one, Perfect Creeping Death. So Perfect Creeping Death, applying a status effect will, spread it across other enemies within 10 meters. The reason why this one's going to get a D, you know what? It should get an F. It's getting a D because you can use this one with the cherished named Habsburg Guard chess piece with perfect trauma. You could use it with that and it's perfect. because then you're doing perfect trauma, you're doing perfect creeping death, you're spreading the status effects, you have 2 pieces of Habsburg Guard, and if you used one more piece of Habsburg Guard, you get more status effects. That is the one way it does work. But besides that, this backpack sucks. It's really bad. Really, really bad. But if you used it with perfect trauma and another piece of Habsburg Guard, it could work. It could. But are you wanting to use it with a marksman rifle? I don't know. You could. Dude. Okay. I'll bump it up to a C. I'll bump it up to a C because the cherished chess piece was what, like an A or a B? I think it was an A. It's a really good chess piece. This is a really good backpack if you used it with that chess piece. Um, yeah, it's not bad. I'll give this one a C. Next, we have the Gift. The Gift is the named Providence backpack with perfect vigilance. Perfect vigilance gives you weapon damage as long as you don't get injured. Providence gives you a headshot and double crit. That's perfect. This one's easily a S tier. Just don't get hit. It's perfect. Following that, we have the Setup. Perfectly opportunistic. This is another great one. I'm going to say S tier because using this one with any shoddy or marksman rifle gives everybody amplified damage to everything. It's super strong. And then finally, we have the Vigil. This is the named Legatus backpack with perfect versatile. This one works hand in hand with that perfect gunslinger. I already told you it's really, really strong. And the Legatus one piece would give you swap speed. This is the one time I would highly recommend using Legatus, and it's only with this item. Only with this item. So using this with the perfect gunslinger does work. And the perfect gunslinger gives you weapon handling, which gives you more swap speed. It is a meta. It is. I will make a build on it. I will. And that, my dear agents, that's easily an A tier. As long as you use it with the way it's supposed to, you're good to go. And that, my dear agents, is all of the named items. That's it. We're done with all the named items. Well, named gear items. Now, let's talk about the pistols. There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sidearms. 8 sidearms. Starting with the Lightning Rod. The Lightning Rod is the named pistol with perfect salvage. Killing a target has a chance of refilling a magazine. It's okay. It's really not good. It's a really good talent for Descent, but in the actual game, it's really not that good. I'm going to give this one an F tier. Following that, we have the Mozambique Special, perfect breadbasket. Landing body shots give you headshot damage. It's all right. As long as you want to go for the body, go for the head, go for the body, go for the head. It does work. It's solid B. It's a solid B. Next up, we have the Orbit. This is a PvP exclusive, but you can get it from named items, and you can craft it. The Orbit is the named pistol with perfect finisher. Swapping to this weapon after a kill will give you crit chance and crit damage. It is strong. I'm going to give this one a solid B because you have to have it on you and you have to swap. It's a whole thing. But as long as you play it for that playstyle, it is good. I'll give it a solid B. After that, we have the Prophet. This is the named pistol with perfect determined. This one's going to be a C. It works really strong. It does work, but normal determined is better. This one just does not work as well. It gives you crit headshots, and you don't want crit headshots. You just want headshots. So with that, it's going to be a C. You know what? No, it's going to be a D. D. I don't like it. S tier, quick step. Use it on every build. It gives you movement speed. You'll love it. You'll love it. It's a holiday event item. You can get it right now through the gear cache. You can get it through the Bloody Valentine and the Hound, or the Bloody Houndsman and the Houndsman bounties. S tier. S tier. Quick step. Say it with me. S tier. Yeah, it's amazing. Highly recommend. I use it on everything. And for the camo, a lot of people ask, it's called the Cyber Pink. S all day. Did I say S? Next, we have a TDI card custom. This one is going to be another S tier. The reason being is if you prototype upgrade this, it gives you +2 skill tiers. If you prototype upgrade this, it gives you +2 skill tiers. And it's only if you're using it. But that gives you +2 skill tiers. This thing's ridiculously strong. Use it within sync and prototype upgrade it. It's perfect. Next, Harvest, another S tier. This one's a one-shot. This is a one-shot weapon. The reason being is it gives you an increase to total damage and RPM, and you can put Determined on there. I already told you about Determined and Perfect Headhunter. It's a meta. It's a meta for marksman rifles, and pistols. This pistol, because of the increase to total damage and RPM, you can use it with Determined and one-shot enemies all day long. Perfect S tier. It is a holiday event item, so Houndsman, Bloody Houndsman, or gear cache through holiday events. And finally, for the sidearms, we have the backup boomstick. Now, the backup boomstick is A tier. No, it's an S tier. I had this one as my sidearm for like 6 years. This was Bay. It's expertise level 30. Look at it. Will you look at this? Look at this. Look at that. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did that shit. Oh my god. Yo, with Echo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, if you saw that, please say you saw that in chat. If you saw that, please say you saw that in chat. Oh my god, dude. What? I just prototype upgraded something to perfect. Holy crap, with Echo. All day long. All day long. And it's favorited all day long. Wow. Wow. You know what? Why not? Trapper. It gave me a 22.5. All right, let's do... Nope. Now I'm out of prototype cores. Damn it. Oh, I was saving them to Oh, all right, let's move on. Let's move on. I'll record that, but let's move on. All right. That was it for the sidearms. Backup boomstick, easily S-class in my book. Now even more so. Look at that thing. Will you look at this? Woo, girl. Wow. Wowie. I might have to make a one-shot backup boomstick. Oh my god, dude. How toxic. All right. Finishing up with the weapons. In this one, oof, man, we have 80 weapons to go through. All right, wrapping up with the weapons. I guess we'll start with the Huntsman. Yeah, we can start with the Huntsman because these are the assault rifles. I do have the lefty here as my secondary, but just so you know, when we scroll down here, I do have the lefty, so we'll talk about the lefty later. All right. So first up, we have assault rifles. Assault rifles. Now I'm going to the Huntsman first because it is a prototype, so it's above all the others. Now the Huntsman is a hunter exclusive. This is a named FAMAS, and it comes with the talent Perfect Frenzy. It has very high RPM, okay magazine with 50, and a pretty decent total damage. Has a very, very atrocious optimal range, but Perfect Frenzy. For every 8 bullets in your magazine, you get rate of fire and weapon damage, so that kind of does combat the, the optimal range when you're hitting like a freaking Mack truck. But you do have to be close and personal to the enemy. With that being said, this weapon is easily a strong B, if not an A. It is a very strong weapon. It is. Next up, however, we have the Burnout. This one is the opposite. This one's an F class, or F tier, my bad. Because this is another FAMAS, just like the one I showed you. But this one gives you weapon handling, and only if you reload on empty. And it only gives you weapon handling for 10 seconds. Which is fine, I guess, but again, it only works when you reload on empty. And weapon handling's not going to help you with your I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan. F. Next up, we have the Caretaker. The Caretaker is easily a strong B, if not an A. I'm going to say an A. Yeah. You know what? It might even be S. This might be one of the better assault rifles to use in the game. As far as named items go, you know, the Lexington and things like that. The Caretaker. So what is the Caretaker? So the Caretaker is a named assault rifle with Perfect Killer. And Perfect Killer gives you 90% crit damage. I mean, this is a really, really strong assault rifle. However, here's why it should probably be an A tier. You typically can only get this through shepherding events. So doing the shepherding event whenever it decides to come around. Now, yes, this weapon is available through, you know, stretch goals events and special events. Like right now, it's available through the gear cache, through the holiday event going on. But you cannot get this through the Houndsman or Bloody Houndsman. It's not available. It's a shepherding event, and that's when people call for backup, and you answer the call for backup, and then you have to get endorsed and blah, blah, blah. It's really not worth it, but this weapon is definitely worth it. It's a very strong weapon. Easily A. But it's so rare that it has to be an A and not S. No. Perfect Killer. Yeah, okay. I'll make it an A, but it's such a good weapon. It is hard to come by, but it is a good weapon. Next up, we have the First Bloom. The First Bloom is a solid A. Is it though? It's solid A. Yeah. No, it is a solid weapon. It is. So the First Bloom was just introduced this event. It's available right now through the Cherry Blossom event. You can see the cherry blossoms on the weapon. It's available for the next couple days, and then it goes bye-bye. It is not available through any named caches. It is not available through the Houndsman or Bloody Houndsman. It is only available through the event going on right now. What makes this weapon so special is it comes with the talent Blossom Harvest, and you start out with 33% amplified damage, but as you take away the enemy's armor and health, you will then hit lower and lower and lower. It's not bad. It's really strong. I like it. I'm using it right now in escalations, and it's really strong. Easily A. The First Sight. This one's getting a C. Solid C. So the First Sight is a holiday exclusive. It was a Valentine's Day event. Get it? First Sight, you know. I went head over heels, you know, First Sight. It also gives you extra headshot damage, which is not that great because a lot of people don't like to go for headshots. But it is solid. However, it's an AK, which is not the best weapon in the game. It only has an increase to headshot, but it does allow you to run it with any talent you want and damage to targets out of cover. Both of those are very strong. This is a strong weapon. Okay, we'll make it a B. It's a B, all right? First Sight's a B. The Glory Days is also going to be a B. This is a great weapon, but it's a laser beam, and that's it. It comes with the talent Perfect Nearsighted, giving you 100% stability. It is really good. It's a super, super strong weapon, but that's it. It doesn't hit extremely hard at all. but it is a laser beam. It's very good. Solid B. Following that, we have the goalie. This is the named assault rifle with perfect pressure point, amplifying your damage by 20% to status affected enemies. This is going to be a D. It's okay, but any other status effect talent is better than this one. It's a D. It should be an F. Following that, we have the invisible hand. This named assault rifle comes with perfect allegro. Fun fact, this is the only weapon in the game with perfect allegro. You can use allegro in descent, but this is the only weapon in the entire game with this weapon talent. Now, with that being said, it's an AUG. An AUG hits not that hard, and it has a low magazine size. It's okay at best, but the low RPM, the okay magazine size, the rate of fire doesn't really help it out. It's okay for like beginner people. I'd give it a solid C, but it's not a great damage talent at all. I might even give it a B. I'll give it a B. You could use it with certain builds and have fun. There are better options out there, but a solid B, yeah, that works. Now the Lexington, this shit right here, this is an S tier all day, S tier. This is a fan favorited. This might be one of the best named items in the game. This is a named assault rifle with increased base damage. That means you can use damage to targets out of cover, which it comes God rolled to everybody who gets one. Not only that, but then you can change the talent to whatever it is you want, and you have a God rolled assault rifle with any talent and increased base damage. It's amazing. It's S tier all day. Everyone and their mom uses the Lexington. Following that, we have the Lud. The Lud is the named AR with perfect streamline. Perfect streamline gives you 47% weapon damage. However, you cannot use your skills at all. So this one gets a C. It's extremely powerful, but you can't use your skills at all. It's yeah. The Manic. So the Manic gives you perfect overflowing. Every 2 reloads increases your magazine size. Doo-doo garbage. It truly is. I'm going to give it an F. I know some people might use it, but it's an F. Come on. Come on. You have to reload to get magazine size. You're not even getting damage. And you don't even get it right off the rip. You have to reload twice? What is this? Yeah, right. Not in my house. Following that, we have the mechanical animal. This named assault rifle comes with future perfection. This one's a solid C. It's a good assault rifle. You could use better things out there, like the test subject, the capacitor, things like that. It's not bad. This one's not bad. It's okay. I'll give it a C. Because you could overcharge your skills and everything. It's not bad. But again, there's better things out there. Speaking of which, we have the Pyromaniac. This one perfectly ignited. It is a named Police M4. Perfectly ignited, amplifying your damage by 30%. You remember the Lud, or not the Lud, what was it? The goalie, 20% to status. Look at this one. 30 to burning enemies. You just have to pick a status and you get more damage. Yes, please. This is a fan favorite weapon. Use it with the burn sticky and you'll love your life. I mean, you could use it with a chem launcher, but don't waste your time. Following that, we have the Savage Wolverine. This is a specialization exclusive. This one is a named Honey Badger with perfectly close and personal. Great weapon. Solid A. The only downfall is you do have to be very close to the enemy, 7 meters, but it's worth it. It's a very, very, very good weapon. Very good. Did I say it was a good weapon? Very good weapon. It's a solid A. Nah, you know what? Nah, it might be a B. because I forgot it's missing the muzzle. Yeah, it doesn't have a muzzle attachment. Yeah, nah, it's a B. Never mind. Yeah. Savage Wolverine's a really solid B, but it's a B. Another B is the Shield Splinterer. The Shield Splinterer is a Hunter exclusive, or you can get it from a Stretch Goals event or a holiday event. With the Shield Splinterer, it's Perfect Optimist, and Perfect Optimist did get a nice little buff. However, the weapon now is at a 850 RPM, and they lowered the magazine even further. I'm not a big fan of this weapon at all. I don't use it at all. It just sits on this character. I would give it a B. Solid B. Test Subject, however, gets an S. This one gets S tier. The reason for it is perfectly in sync. Shooting an enemy will give you skill damage. Hitting an enemy with your skill will give you weapon damage. If you do both at the same time, you double the damage. You can use this with perfectly combined arms, that named Hanayu backpack I showed you, where shooting an enemy gives you more weapon damage. And using this one would give you more skill damage and weapon damage. It's perfect. It's a really good weapon to use if you're not using the capacitor. This is a S tier for skill builds. The Archivist is the newest named assault rifle in the game. This one's from the newest classified assignment. So if you go to your map in the bottom right, yeah, we have a new classified assignment here in the southwest, and that gives you the Archivist, the Archivist named assault rifle. So this new named assault rifle isn't bad. It's pretty good. It's a named ACR with Perfect Ranger, where it amplifies your damage depending on your distance from the enemy. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I would give this one a solid B, maybe an A. I'd give it an A. It's not the best out there. It's not an S tier, but it's a solid weapon. I'd give it an A. Next up for the assault rifles, there are a lot of them. We have the Drill. The Drill is the named Carbine 7 with Perfect Precision Strike. This one's an F. I don't like this one at all. You have to shoot enemies further than 20, then shoot enemies closer than 20 meters, then shoot enemies further than 20 meters, and then shoot enemies closer than 20 meters. It's not fun. It's an F. And finally, for the named assault rifles, we get the Rail Splitter. This one's a D. Nah, fuck it. This one's an F. The Rail Splitter used to be one of the best named items in the game in year 1, but they changed it in year 2. It used to be perfectly measured, and then they changed it to perfectly accurate. It's easily one of the worst assault rifles in the game now. The normal CTAR is better than this. F. It is a PvP exclusive, but it doesn't matter. F. All right. Next, we have SMGs. So SMGs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 SMGs. Okay. 14 SMGs, starting with the Cabaret. The Cabaret is the named MP5 with Perfect Thunderstrike, 35% amplified damage, but this one gets a D because even though it is good, it's for shocked enemies. So you'd have to have an enemy shocked for this one to happen. Once they lose the shock, it's over. It's not that viable. D. Next, we have the Cold Relations, named PP19, Perfect Strained. This one, slow firing SMG, high magazine size, perfect for perfectly strained or perfect strained. This one is a B. It's a solid B. It's not the best out there, nowhere close, but it is solid. Solid B. S tier, Dark Winter. Dark Winter is the named Vector with Perfect Killer. Where the Caretaker gets an A because it's so rare, the Dark Winter gets an S tier because it's not that rare. You can get this weapon to drop. You can get this from a named item cache. You can get this weapon here, you can get it there, you can get it anywhere. The Dark Winter's very, very strong, and it's a name vector. Following that, we have the Emmeline's Guard. This one is a solid A. The reason why it's an A is because perfect preservation. I know a lot of people might knock this, but getting up to 30% of your armor back on kill just for hitting a headshot kill is crazy strong. Crazy strong. You can use this with Gunner, Hunter's Fury, and Palisade, and you could easily get more than 100% armor on kill every kill. This one's super strong. A all day. Following that, we have the Froth. It's another named vector, but this one perfect immobilize. I'm going to give this one a D, just like the perfect Thunderstrike Cabaret. The Froth is only to ensnared enemies, so you have to hit them with a Riot Foam, and it's only 25%, where other ones like the Shocked, it's 35%. So it's not as strong, and it's only to ensnared enemies. It's not that great. Following that, Grown Great F. This one perfect stabilized, but more importantly, it's a M. Easily one of the worst SMGs in the game. I will never use this one. F all day. It's a horrible SMG, and the talent sucks. Just being honest. Just being honest, man. Hey, man. Tell me in the comments. Hey, I hit the like just because you're being honest. I do appreciate you. All right. Next, named SMG. It's a named AUG called the Interchange. This one, perfect back and forth. Super strong. I'm going to give this one, I'll give it an, oh, man. I'll give it an A just for a secondary weapon. Do not use this one as a primary weapon. But as a secondary weapon, yes. Super strong. Super strong. Yeah, it is super strong. Only as a secondary weapon. If you're going to use it as a primary weapon, forget about it. It's going to drop down to like a freaking C or a D. It's just not that great. But the other one, though, swapping from this weapon, giving you rate of fire and weapon damage for free, that one's not bad. It's really strong, really strong. Next, we have the Purist. This one, another A. The Purist, perfect streamline, but it's on a named converted SMG. Super strong. Run and gun all day, 1,000 RPM, high magazine, high damage. Just don't use your skills. You can wax everything. Put it on a striker build. Thank me later. Easily A tier. Safety distance is going to get a C. Only because I know a lot of people that love this weapon. I will never use it. I don't like it at all. But a lot of people love this weapon. It's a named SIG and PX with Perfect Outsider. And Perfect Outsider gives you 150% optimal range and 125% accuracy. So it turns this thing into a crazy laser beam. I know a lot of people love it. I just won't use it. Just not my cup of tea. Who needs optimal range and accuracy? Come on, man. Come on, man. Really? Moving on. The Slingshot is going to get an F. The Slingshot is a named SMG with better optimal range. Again, who needs it? It doesn't matter. Dude, all right. I'll give it a D. I'll give it a D. Because you can use it with damage to targets out of cover and streamline like this and just beam people from down the freaking alley. I will give it a D. It could be okay. But for real, though, it sucks. Following that, we have the Swap Chain, named MP7. Perfect Unwavering. I'm going to give this one an F. Swapping to this weapon gives you weapon handling. That's cool and all, but come on. We don't need it. F all day. Next, we have the Apartment. The Apartment is going to get a A. I'm going to give it an A. It's the, well, now it's the second weapon. It used to be the only weapon. Actually, So in year one, this weapon and the rail splitter were the only two weapons with perfectly measured. However, in year two with Gear 2.0, they made this weapon the only weapon with perfectly measured. However, in year 8, they added the gear shift, which is now another weapon with perfectly measured. So now we're back to two weapons having perfectly measured. This SMG and that LMG. But the apartment's really strong. This is a knockoff from the house in Division 1. And it's super strong. It is a lot of fun. It's not bad at all. I like it. What it does is it gives you more rate of fire, less damage on the first half of your magazine, and then less rate of fire, more damage on the second half. It is really strong. Following that, we have the Grudge. This is Aaron Keener's weapon. You get this one for completing Warlords of New York. The Grudge is the named Banshee with perfect vindictive. I'm going to give it a C. It is useful, but you have to kill an enemy with a status effect for this one to work. And it would be better to use a weapon with a status effect damage talent. That way you get more amplified damage opposed to this crit. It's nice, but it's not that nice. And finally, for the SMGs, we have the Slayer. This gets an S tier. Yes, I'm biased. Come at me, bro. I don't care. This is a S tier. I wear this on my back all day, every day. It comes with the animation with those snowflakes. You see the snowflakes coming off of it? I love it. I love it so much. It's a snowball weapon. It shoots out snowballs. And if you shoot a person in the head with a snowball, it confuses them. It's hilarious. Years and years ago, I did a challenge with this weapon where I went into conflict PvP and I used only this weapon. And not only did we win the game, I got MVP. It was hilarious. It was so funny. This is a really, really fun weapon. More so to look at than to use. But snowball fights are fun. They are fun. I am biased. It doesn't do anything. It's a full gimmick. But I love it. So I'm giving it an S tier. I get one, okay? One mulligan. That's my mulligan. All right? I don't care. Next up, we have LMGs. LMGs. Starting with the Bell Ringer. The Bell Ringer is going to get a solid B. It's just a gimmick. This is a normal weapon, but it just makes noise. That's all it is. It's a solid weapon, but it's a gimmick. All it does is make noise. It looks cool, but the Bell Ringer, it just sounds like bells. That's all. It's a pure gimmick. Cool weapon, but meh. Meh. I might even just give it a C. It's really not worth it. Following that, we have the Big Show. This one is going to get a D, just like the other weapon with Perfect Thunderstrike. There's just not enough enemies getting shocked, and they're not going to stay shocked for long. Following that, we have the Black Friday. This is a PvP exclusive, but you can get it from a named item cache. Perfectly unhinged. I'm going to give this one a solid A because you can hit really, really hard. And just by using weapon handling, you can counter the negative stability and accuracy and just focus in on the increased weapon damage. It is super strong. The Cricket is a named GR9 with perfect precision strike. I'm going to give this one an F, one of the worst talents in the game. Following that, we have the Dare, perfect flatline. I'm going to give this one a solid A. You have high magazine size, high damage, and you can amplify your damage just by using this weapon. I'm going to give it a B. The reason why I'm going to give it a B is because even though it does come with perfect flatline, you cannot put a linked laser pointer on it. So it's not that easy to pulse the enemy with this as it would be with a different weapon with a linked laser pointer. So with that, I'll give it a B. It is a solid weapon, but the practicality is just not there. Following that, we have the Gear Shift. The Gear Shift is the named LMG, brand new with perfectly measured. I just got done talking about the apartment. This one is another great weapon. I'm gonna give this one a solid B plus. I'll give it an A. It's a solid A. It's a really fun weapon to use. I like it. It is fun. It is fun. We have the good times. The good times is gonna get a B because crit hits will help out your reload, and yes, you can get some crazy reload speed with this. It does have a high base damage, but that's all it does is it gives you a good reload. That's it. So I'm gonna give it a B. Following that, we have the new reliable. This is a named RPK with perfectly optimized. This one with extra weapon handling, it's not that great, and they nerfed it. They made the RPM atrocious. I'm going to give this one a D. Following that, we have the Quiet Roar named Stoner LAMG. Perfect Overwhelm. Suppressing enemies give you weapon damage, stacking up to 4. Gives you 48% weapon damage just by suppressing enemies. It's okay, but I'm going to give it a D. Suppressing enemies to get this to work is lame. Following that, we have the Rusty, another named RPK. This one, perfect pressure point. Again, very low amplified damage to status effects, D. Following that, we have the Sleipnir. This is the named LMG that is specialization exclusive through the field research. This one gets a S tier. Yes, it is a perfect LMG. Perfect Frenzy is perfect. I love it. And this is a great weapon to use it with. It is perfect. Just unlock it through the field research. I don't really showcase it that much because a lot of people don't unlock it. They don't know about it. And finally, for the LMGs, we have the Tabula Rasa. This is the named L86 with perfectly steady-handed. I'm going to give this one a F. Hits will give you accuracy and stability. Who cares? F all day. Moving on to the shotguns. Starting with the Boomstick. This is a very strong shotgun, but it only has 2 in the magazine. Remember, it's a double barrel. It does come with perfect pumped up, where reloading this weapon will give you weapon damage. It is very strong that way. But again, only 2 in the magazine. I'm going to give it a C. I'm going to give it a C. It is strong, but lame. Only 2 in the magazine. Following that, we have the Calibre. This one's going to get a D. Perfect Jazz Hands just gives you more reload speed. I don't really care with that with a shotty. Give me more damage so I can one-shot people. Following that, we have the Lefty. The Lefty gets an A. This one, Perfect Sledgehammer, is one of the strongest talents for a support build to use to help out your teammates. Very, very strong for boss enemies, for escalations, things like that. Very, very strong. A. Following that, we have the Like Glue. This one gets a S tier. Shooting the enemy gives you more amplified damage. This one's super strong. The Like Glue in the right hands is a perfect weapon. This is a S tier when it comes to shotties. Lockdown. The Lockdown is perfect immobilize. F or D, I guess. It's crap. The Rock and Roll gets an S tier all day, every day. The Rock and Roll is easily the best shotgun, in my opinion. The reason for it is perfectly extra, gives you more magazine size, and then you can just spam this thing. Use it with Striker, use it with Heartbreaker. Hell, you could even use it with Umbra. It's super, super strong, super, super strong. Highly recommend. It is a PvP exclusive, but you can get it from named item caches, and you can get the blueprint. Following that, we have the Stack Broker. This one is a solid A. I might even give it an S class also. Because it's an ACS 12, but they increase the RPM and the base damage, making it even more deadly. It's easily an A, if not S class. I might make it S. The reason for that is you have the damage to targets out of cover. You can put Flatline on there, get amplified damage, and just go to town. It's super strong. The Mop gets an A. Super strong. The mop not only gives you armor on kill, but you can use it with preservation. So you can get 30% armor on kill just by getting a headshot kill just from this weapon alone. It's super strong. A all day. The send-off is good. It gives you more optimal range on a shotty, but it's not that practical. It's going to be a D class. Next, we have the Thorn. This one is just like the light glue with perfect brazen, amplifying your damage to an enemy that you shoot. But this one shoots slower, has a lower magazine, but higher base damage. It is super strong. I'm going to give it a B. And finally, for the shotguns, we have the Tsunami. The Tsunami used to be a very sought-after weapon with the perfect pummel. But they did mess with perfect pummel, and it doesn't work with an oxidizer anymore either. So I'm going to drop this one down to a D. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C. It is a decent weapon. In the right hands, it could be very strong. But overall, it's weak. Moving on to the marksman rifles, starting with the Adrestia. Adrestia? Did I say it right? I bet I'm ruining that. This is one of the rarest weapons in the game. Easily one of the rarest weapons in the game. If you don't have this weapon, it's because you have to unlock it from Tidal Basin. And you have to do it uninvaded the very first time ever. Or your very first time ever doing it, you'll get this weapon. Yeah, it's super strong. Well, I say super strong. This weapon can be super strong. However, it's rare. You only get it the first time you get it from the chest from Tidal Basin, and that means you only get it on that for that person the one time. So it's a randomly rolled weapon. So you get random attributes, random talents, but you're looking for damage to targets out of cover and determined. You can make this a one-shot weapon, but it would have to be damage to targets out of cover and determined. For example, I got one with strained, and it sucks. It sucks bad. But this is a very, very rare weapon because you would have to, back in the day, I think you would have to break this one down to get the component to make the Nemesis. But now the Nemesis is in general loot, so you can keep this weapon. So even just seeing this weapon's pretty rare. A lot of people don't even know this weapon exists. I think it's a named SRSA1, right? I'm pretty sure. But it's super strong nevertheless. I like it. I like it a lot. I just wish I could find one with better rolls. Moving on to the marksman rifles, we have the Brutus. The Brutus is the named M700 Carbon with perfectly behind you, and it's not good at all. F tier. Horrible talent. The Commando is the named SVD with perfectly naked. Again, F tier. The talent is really bad. Hitting an enemy with no armor. Yeah, right. Get out of here. Following that, we have a designated hitter named a marksman rifle. Perfect reformation. Headshots will give you more repair, skill repair. That is very powerful, but this is a D. It is very powerful, but you have to keep hitting headshots, and you can only use it with a healer. Following that, we have the Ekham's Long Stick. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect ranger. This one's going to get a C. It's decent. It's okay, but there's better things out there. Following that, we have the hand basket. This is the named SVD. This one is S tier. S tier. They changed the SVD to make it a one-shot. They completely changed the base damage and the RPM, making this a one-shot sniper. So if you get it with damage to targets out of cover, change the talent to determined, and this is a one-shot sniper all day. I use it on my one-shot builds, and it's perfect. It is a holiday event exclusive, so you can either get it from the Bloody Houndsman, the Houndsman, or from the gear cache during a holiday event. Following that, we have the Instigator. The Instigator is the named marksman rifle with perfect soft spot. This one gets an F.
It's damage against weak points. So destroying a weak point gives you weapon damage. It's just not good. Not good at all. Following that, we have the O Carol. This one gets a C. You can make this one a one shot, but there's really no point. It gives you extra headshot damage, which is nice. But the Twinkling Lights talent, it's just a gimmick, dude. It's a gimmick. It's funny, but it gets a C. You could make it a one shot if you're nasty, but it's not worth it. Following that, we have the Pinprick. This one named SRS with perfect first blood. This one gets a. This one gets an F. Following that, we have the Relic. The Relic is another named marksman rifle. This one perfect determined. It gets a D. It works, but determined on a better sniper is just overall better. So I would not use this or recommend it. Following that, we have the Scalpel. This is another named marksman rifle, future perfection. This one gets a dude. I gave the other one, what was it? The mechanical animal, like a C. This one gets a D. Weapon kills do give you a skill tier, and it can overcharge your build, but it's a marksman rifle. It's just not needed. It gets a D. Next, we have the Darkness. The Darkness is the name marksman with perfect eyeless, amplifying your damage by 35%. This could be useful. I'm going to give it a C. You could use this with the Habsburg Guard, perfect trauma, hit him in the head, get that blind. It is good. And finally, for the marksman rifles, the White Death. This one gets an S tier. It is a perfect sniper as long as you get damage to targets out of cover and determined on it, like this bad mamma jamma. It also has an increase to headshot damage. Super strong, one shot. And let's finish up with our rifles. Starting with the Achilles. The Achilles is the named rifle with perfect soft spot. Again, weak point, damaging weak points and all that to get weapon damage. It's just not good. F tier. The Artist tool gives you perfect rifleman. Landing headshots give you weapon damage. It is strong. I'm going to give it a C. There is better out there, but this is fun to use. The Baker's Dozen will also get a C. This was a fan favorite back in year one, but perfect lucky shot's just not that great. It's not. It's a strong rifle, but it's just not that good. Cooler gets an F. It's a POS, man. And it glitches out, or it's a known glitch in conflict. If you use this one and pick up specialization, it gives you extra specialization ammo. It's a known glitch in PvP. People exploit it all the time. I've told developers about this for years. They don't care. It's a horrible weapon. Yeah, shooting your allies will give you hazard, but it's really not useful. If you're going to use a support build, there's better weapons out there. It's just not good. It's a gimmick. It's just not fun. F all day. Everlasting Gaze. This named rifle has future perpetuation, where headshots will give you 75% more status effect damage and duration. Super strong. I'm going to give this one easily like a B plus. Like it's right there at like an A. The only reason why it's going to be a B is because it requires headshots, and a lot of people don't like that. But if you did do it, it'd be worth it. The stage left is also going to get a B. This one's just like the lefty, but it's a rifle. Perfect sledgehammer. Super helpful for support builds, but the rifle just doesn't shoot as fast. Yeah, it has the 320 RPM. It's nice, but the ACS lefty is just better. It's just better. Next up we have the Surge. Yo, we only have a few left and we're done. Next up we have the Surge. This is the named rifle with perfect spike. Again, headshots, but this one gives you skill damage. It's not that great at all. I would not use this one. I would probably put it as a D. Following that, we have the Virginian. This is going to be a tier. I might even make it an S tier. Well, we'll make it an A tier because it is a very specific style of playing. It's a slower firing rifle, but perfect boomerang crit hits have a chance of returning the bullet back to your magazine. And if that's the case, you get more weapon damage. So it is very helpful. Super strong. I'm going to give it an A tier. Um, yeah, A tier all day. All right. Following that, we have the Trader. The Trader is the named rifle with perfect back and forth. Again, this is a really good weapon. I'm going to have to say it's going to be like up there as like an A tier just as a secondary weapon. I would not use this as a primary weapon. I'm sorry, but as a secondary weapon, super strong. Because swapping from this weapon gives you rate of fire and weapon damage. It is helpful. And finally, we have the Whisper. This is the named M16A2 with perfectly behind you F tier. One of the worst talents in the game. F. And that, my dear agents, is every single named item in the game ranked. Year 8, Season 1. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Hit the like, subscribe. You know the whole YouTube spiel. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm human. Maybe I missed something. But hey, hit the like, support the channel. You know the whole spiel. Let me know where you're from, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care of yourself, and if you made it this far, say the journey was worth it. All right, that's it. Peace out.